Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of the Floor 26 podcast, the show made by young people for everybody. And today, I'm joined by my co-host, Parsa Pahlevankhah.
What up?
And Jack Casey.
What is going on?
And my name is Adam Duffy. Today, we're going to be talking about how the coronavirus has affected people our age and how it will affect people our age going into the future. So, I'm just going to start out, and you guys can give me your thoughts after I say. So, I've been giving a lot of thought to like how the pandemic's like gonna affect us going into like the future, because right now like trying to like live on a day-to-day basis is really hard.
Yeah, you had like 6 months to think about it too.
It's just I constantly try to escape like what's going on a day-to-day basis, because it's pretty heavy shit. But it's I kind of have the so we're all high school graduates that had like most of our second semester of senior year cut off by the virus.
Our last day of school was March 13th. We didn't know if we were going to go back or not. And then
I thought we were going to come back after spring break.
Bro, I remember, I will always remember this. It's such a vivid memory. I was in the parking lot leaving school. It was 3:30 on March 13th. I'm talking to Adam, and he's like, well, man, school year's been good. I'll see you over the summer. I'm like,
yeah, no, because me and Matthews, we like slept over at one of our friends' houses, and like we were like, dude, we're skipping a day, we're coming back after spring break, but like we still went to school,
right?
Just like as visitors, we didn't sign in or anything. We just went and like just said like talked to some of our teachers and stuff, and like Adam was like, oh dude, this is it.
Adam was telling me that all day.
I had I have a little bit of an insider look at it, so I knew that it was only going to get worse.
Right. And like you're like the one person I knew that called it, because like I was thinking, okay, we might be out like 2 weeks, maybe through spring break, and then it'll be all over. Because I was in high doubt of the rest of the year being canceled. I was like, there's no way it can get that crazy. And then,
well, lo and behold, I didn't think we'd be as bad as we are right now. I thought it would die down by the summertime.
Yeah. Everyone did.
And I mean, it did technically, but here we are now.
Yeah.
They're faking numbers, man.
Something like that.
I hate to say it.
Don't go test. It'll up the numbers. Just don't test for COVID, right?
Are you being serious?
No, I was mocking.
Yeah, but you know all these fake test results, man.
I mean, we can get into the logistics of like the numbers. There's truth to the idea that they're being that like they aren't 100% true, but I mean there's not credibility to the idea that like it's like completely artificial.
Well, I watched this TikTok that said that
you watch this
facilities get $36K each like positive COVID test that they treat.
Well, it was true that
they get $36,000 per positive test.
Well, it was true that the government was giving money to hospitals based on how many cases they had, and so if a hospital,
makes sense.
It makes sense, and so if a doctor, like it does, it's very marginal. It's very marginal, but there was an inclination to diagnose someone with COVID, or not diagnose, but say that the reason of death or treatment was COVID for the sake of getting that extra money.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. It's just something that did happen along the fringes, but.
I did not know that.
So, I think one of the getting back on the topic of like how it's affected people our age, kind of the analogy that always popped out to me was that it's kind of like we were all. It's like how when you're like a month or so premature after you're born, there's there's unavoidable like effects in like your growth like going into the future, and like someone like I was like a month and a half premature, and like I was pretty fucked up as like a little kid. Okay. But like I mean now I'm like normal, so I'm back on track. But like I think it's a good analogy where you can look at like I think that we were shunted out of the womb of high school a little too early, and I think it will have like adverse effects on our growth going into the future. I think at some point we'll get back on track, but I'm just curious what those effects are right now.
Well, I can say personally my effects. I have wanted to see people less. Like I was always down to see people or hang out, and I guess it's because of COVID, but like I like the past month I would say like I haven't been wanting to see anybody, and it's obviously for the obvious reason of like I don't want to get COVID just in case, but like at the same time like I feel like I've become more, I won't say more introverted because I'm
like less social.
I wouldn't even say less social. I'm just like, I'm not. It's a mix of not wanting to get COVID and going to college. So it's like those two things coming together. Just like I don't want to leave, unless I like really, 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 like, unless you're like my person, my boy. Like I'm just like, whatever,
I understand. Yeah, there's a little bit of that dissonance.
You want me to go?
Yeah, what you got?
It's fake, man. I hate to say it. Okay, here, look.
Are you being serious?
Somewhat.
What are you saying is fake?
Let him express.
I'm just saying there's a lot of lies about it.
Okay, what do you got?
And like speaking about like how we're affected, I think we were kind of chilling about it because we did get most of our high school experience. We didn't get prom.
Yeah.
Cool. Who goes to prom to go to prom?
Yeah.
Like but I feel a lot worse for the people below us, especially like the junior class that are now seniors. Because they're not even getting the first semester. And the first semester was the fun part.
I love first semester senior year.
That's fair. That's fair.
We got a taste. They did not.
They didn't get that.
Yeah. I think the first semester of senior year is probably the most like influential part of high school. Because it is like the peak of like your enjoyment and your...
Because in spring, you're ready to leave. But in fall, you're like, I'm a senior. Let's do this and this and this.
Yeah.
So
you do miss out on that sort of high school spirit that I think is... I mean, it's something that every generation of people have experienced, that same like first semester high school, like first semester senior year, like high, I guess. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to a class that misses that.
And I want to see their yearbook next year. Like real talk.
I want to see everything they produce.
Like our high school has a lot of kids. How are they gonna take their pictures?
Well, I know that Katie Studios did senior pictures. Like how
no, I mean Katie Studios. But there's 3 other years of people. There's juniors,
right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I mean it's a small thing to worry about, but like it's like
no, yeah.
What's gonna happen to the yearbook?
That's a good point. Like, what is Wildcat TV gonna look like this first semester? I'm very interested to see that.
It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah, it's Wildcat TV is our school's video show that is put on by a group of students, and it's something that has been going on for 22 years now. And this will be the first semester where it's actually been interrupted in nearly 2 decades.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is crazy because it is such a constant at our school. It's like a reputation that we really have.
And it's kind of how the three of us are sitting here. I kind of a little bit because like we were friends before, but like Wildcat TV is what kind of kept us going.
Me and Adam wouldn't have been friends if it wasn't because of Wildcat TV.
Really?
Yeah, we met in Wildcat TV. Or we didn't. We talked to each other for the first time in Wildcat TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think me and Adam would have been like friends.
Yeah, and I feel like the three of us wouldn't have been as. We definitely would have been sitting here.
I don't remember how.
We met in elementary school.
Yeah, but
we weren't like chilling, but like we knew each other.
You went? Did we go to Rock Eagle?
Yeah.
Oh.
were you in Xavier's room?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, we were. Yeah, I know you were. Okay, off topic.
So yeah.
But I Wildcat TV it's been going for 22 years, and Adam hosted it senior year. I hosted it second semester senior year. I didn't finish my host. Obviously, we didn't.
Not like anybody.
We didn't have every year. Wildcat TV has a senior edition where they like look back at all of our stuff.
I was really looking forward to that.
Dude, I was looking forward to that since August of 2019.
It's the little things like that like kind of piss me off.
Little high school little things were so important to me. Like senior edition Wildcat TV and stuff like that. I was it's just
and it's important to like rationalize that like it might sound like very minor things like, oh, you missed out on like this small aspect of like a class that you had at high school, but like I think there is like actual impact to like this thing that in our community years and years of students have like experienced, and for us to miss out on it, I think like it might be small, but it's gonna have like it's gonna be a little like blight in like our development, I think, going into like the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. I was talking about this with my parents the other day. I was saying how our specific age group is kind of different from Gen Z and millennials. Like we're kind of in between. I kind of nicknamed us like the 9/11 generation. So we were already like a little different, I feel like. And this whole thing happening to our specific age group, like seniors this year, class 2020, it's just going to be very, very interesting to see, I feel like.
I definitely think we're a little unique, but I mean, maybe everyone thinks they're unique, but I guess you gotta prove it.
Yeah, everyone says like, oh, the younger kids are stupid, but like, yeah, I don't know.
I used to be like super mad at China.
Okay.
My hate has kind of calmed down.
Okay.
You used to be pissed.
You used to want to have the American government turn China into a parking lot.
Dude, I was ready to run for run for something and click that nuke button, man. I was ready.
So what did you say was fake? What were you saying was fake?
I mean, I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying it's real shady.
What going more in depth? What are you talking about?
The whole thing, it's shady. There's no way you can't be like, oh, just a random virus pops up, puts the whole world on pause.
Oh, you're talking about like the conspiracy, like how it started and all that stuff.
It's not a conspiracy. It's just like
No one knows.
no one knows, and I
Yeah.
don't think anybody's gonna know.
Oh, they won't. Like
And they
the
won't.
whole man eating bat thing, that's kind of weird to me.
It was definitely from a lab.
I I thought this too. I thought because it started in China, 100%.
Yeah.
Like that's a fact.
No doubt.
And it is interesting because China has a lot of population control rules. Like they used to, this doesn't exist anymore, but they
Like
had
the
whole,
one kid.
the one kid thing. I was just about to
Yeah.
say, yeah. And it's interesting to me because they are still communists. They are a communist government, and kind of, yeah, I know that's kind of too. They are officially though.
Like, yeah, on paper they are.
On
It's just
paper
that,
they
but
are.
I mean, they're just not doing it very well.
Right. They're not doing it by the book, but on
Okay,
paper they are.
But which communist country has worked?
None of them.
Okay.
It's been proven 80,000 times that communism just can't work.
That's
Okay.
why. I mean, that's why. Like, yeah. So like, well, it's kind of a shitty thing because it's run like a communist government, but economically it runs like a fairly
Yeah.
free market country because I mean they do a lot of trade with like other countries and whatnot, but like. But they still but like in terms of like the government, like the CCP is like one of the most corrupt political parties in the world. The Chinese Communist Party.
I'm curious to know what your theory is on it.
Okay.
I'm sure you have one, right?
I can make one as we go.
Okay, great.
Which will work as good because it's the best we're probably gonna get.
Right.
Okay, so they said that like it was made in a lab. The person that like tried to expose it, they're completely off the map now. Can't find their social medias anywhere. Gone.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Sounds sketchy?
The Chinese government is sketchy. Adam was just saying that, and
Yeah.
I believe it. So what you're saying, I mean, I am very prone to believe.
Yeah. And then it comes here and American government is in the best shape that it could be.
Wait. You know what I just thought of?
What?
It's true.
The Chinese government was probably targeting us because that didn't a trade thing between Trump and China not go down, and they kind of have beef.
I mean,
now?
I'm not sure if
We've been in a trade war for a few years now, or at least for about a year now. But
But like they were probably like, Americans are stupid enough to where this is gonna be a problem. So we'll send it across the globe. They'll all be chilling.
I mean, that's like
they'll listen to science, unlike America.
it's an interesting thing because like when you look at like what's happening now, you would think that like you could like infer the motives, but in reality, like I don't think like the CCP, like they're like cruel and like horrendous, but they're not like idiots. Like they're smart and they know that.
But they know our government is idiots.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what they think. It's like because it's in their best interest to keep us like relatively healthy. Like they're suffering pretty hard from this right now, or at least like
wait, who?
They were.
China is.
They're not
China's
anymore.
chilling now.
They're
No, it's
chilling
like
now.
suffering not.
Dude,
like-
for all we know, they got a vaccine that we
No, right now,
don't know
no.
about.
What I'm saying is that they're losing a lot of money from the suspension of international
Yeah,
trade.
because
Yeah,
no,
that's
like,
true.
Like
Everyone is.
Yeah, and so, but it's
But
in their best. It's in their best
especially
interest for everyone else to do good.
shipments aren't coming in.
That's
yet.
just countries.
My Kobe jersey finally came in.
Well, that's in a sweatshop. That's different than large
Okay.
Chinese production.
What?
That's
are you
all
saying?
Chinese production.
Yeah,
though.
that's all Chinese production.
I'm
But
just, as a cap.
Just because it's a smaller order, hypothetically, it should have gotten here in a month, not 3.
It took 3 months.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
waiting on that thing forever.
My MacBook I just got in the mail like a week ago.
Okay, but that didn't come from a Chinese sweatshop.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it did. It came from a Chinese factory,
100% of Apple products are produced in China.
Actually, I thought it
Yeah.
was like an Indonesian.
And when you custom spec a MacBook, especially,
it has to be made.
you can't just go to the Apple store and pick it up. It's got to be made to order.
Okay.
So, and it only took like 2-3 weeks. I don't know why.
Okay, but it's Apple.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said small and big. That's how I started the conversation. Yeah, got him. What's up?
Okay.
So let's get back to how do you think the virus will affect us? Because I mean, maybe optimistic, but I'm thinking that the main wave of this is will be done within like a year to 6 months from now.
Hopefully.
And I mean, I think it'll definitely be something.
So?
I think I think most of the evidence points to the thing that it'll be something that's with us for like the rest of like, I mean, maybe human history. It'll just be something that we have to deal with. But like right now, we'll be out of a crisis in at maximum a year, and then like there'll be the recovery to that. But like, what kind of impact do you think it'll have on people our age, people a little older than us, and people a little younger than us that we're gonna miss like a whole semester to a year of college?
Let me answer your question with a question.
I don't like that.
How do you guys think like the whole mask thing is gonna affect us long term?
It is going to.
It's probably destroying our lungs because we're just breathing in carbon dioxide.
You're saying the masks are bad?
I'm saying, yeah, sure, they protect you from corona, hypothetically, but like, we're giving out air and we're taking that same air back in with little fresh air.
Yeah, but just because it's hard to breathe sometimes doesn't mean like, I mean like, it's a virus, you know? Like you can take off your mask and get some fresh air real quick.
I don't think. I mean, even if there is adverse effects, I don't think they're anything on par with what we're already doing to our lungs.
Yeah.
By like being near cars, smoking, like things like that. I mean, like I don't know if it's bad or good for, or if it's bad or just benign for us. But even if it is bad for us, it can't be as bad as what we're already doing.
But
yeah, but like you don't think things stack up?
I mean,
everything stacks up. Our atmosphere has been stacking up for 2 billion years.
This is probably a question that we won't get the answer to until like a decade or two.
Yeah.
We'll have to look back on it.
Yeah. But Adam, you were just asking what you think younger and older people are gonna think. Is that what you said?
I'm just like sticking to like how do you think because like not only are we missing out on a semester of we did miss out on a semester of high school, we're also gonna miss out on a semester of our college experience or like whatever happens in the next 6 months.
It's gonna be more than that. I think
it's just gonna make people hungry. Like once we get started up, nobody's staying home. Like once this is all over, everybody like.
I mean, people since I'd say like June have been saying, "Oh, lockdown part 2's coming. Everyone's going out doing."
I wish it would.
Honestly,
I'd rather be locked down for 2 more weeks than like have to deal with this for another 60.
Exactly, which is what the rest of the world did.
And that's why like so many countries they just put the whole country on lockdown.
Yeah,
we were like, nah, it's not gonna happen to us.
And kids are gonna start going to school. Like Cobb County right now is online until further notice.
Yeah, probably
the whole semester. I don't know why they go back for 2 weeks.
It's like official for the whole semester.
Pretty much. The whole semester.
I don't think they were ever gonna go back first semester.
Yeah,
they might second semester.
And colleges don't know what they're doing second semester. I know. I mean, like colleges are having their kids move in, but like that's gonna get crazy, man. Because
it's such a money scam.
It's such a money scam.
It is such a money
Especially
scam.
kids paying for like out of state and stuff. You pay $40,000 a year for the experience, not just classes. It's everything. And when you can't go to the dining hall, you can't go to parties, you can't do this and this and this and this. You can only sit in your dorm and do an online class.
All right. Well, I don't think we should get angry that during COVID we're still paying the normal price for college because
no.
Because college itself is
right. No. I'm not saying it's just unfortunate. I wouldn't call it a scam.
Money scam. I'm not mad at it. I'm like, cool, okay, y'all do you. But
colleges, it's not fair for us to say colleges are scamming us because they didn't do COVID. So like I'm on the same page.
And they're already scamming us.
Yeah, but that's a different topic. I mean, yeah, I just feel like it's not a scam. It's just unfortunate.
No, I mean it's just a scam on a scam. I mean like they've been scamming us pretty it's been hard to see until now. But I think people can like really see it now when they're like paying more attention to the finances and paying more attention to like the situation. And they can
what they're actually getting. They can see
like this is strange. Like how have I not noticed this till now? But this is kind of shady.
What do you give me some details on that? What are some examples?
Well, I think like college is being like the expense, like the price of college is awful right now, and it's something that's been getting worse and worse. But I think people have been just kind of going with the grain. You know, you've had a few like gripes about it, but no real change about it.
Yeah.
But when people,
it's like, oh man, that sucks, but I'm still gonna do it. You know?
But when people are more pressed for money, I think, and when people are like just more conscious. I mean, honestly, like in the past few months, everybody has become more conscious about everything in our society. Yeah. I think it's finally starting to like unveil some of the problems, and people are starting to finally like say like, hey, this is a little strange. Like, why are you so expensive? Why aren't you like trying to help us out in the situation? And and I mean, they're coming with colleges are coming with like excuses, but you know, to them it's just like, oh, they finally realized it. We gotta act dumb. We gotta pretend like
they've got that stuff included with your tuition, which like I get, but like, dog, it's $40,000 a year. So I mean, you brought up something that was like, oh, you know, this is gonna be, people are finally realizing things. I saw this thing. It was actually on TikTok, Parsa, just like you were saying.
Dude, it's great news.
It's a great news source, honestly.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not.
I'm just kidding.
It's just as reliable.
Speaking about the CCP,
a bunch of kids who don't also know what they're talking about at the same time.
I'm pretty sure the CCP owns TikTok. So.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. That's like the one. I'm obviously not a Trump supporter, not a Republican. I'm pretty on the left, I would say. But the one thing Trump has said he's going to do that I'm actually excited for is get rid of TikTok. And I know I sound like an old head saying that.
Okay, but there's always going to be an American duplicate that everybody's just going to go hop on.
Well, it's interesting. It's like, I mean, someone's going to create a duplicate, and then once it gets a little popular, the Chinese government will come and say, hey, if you sell us the data that you get from your users, we'll give you a fuck ton of money. And then they'll be like, yeah, sure. And then
Microsoft is trying to buy TikTok. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I did not see that, but
Microsoft
that's pretty much the only way that's gonna,
because Microsoft, I hate Microsoft. I hate Microsoft with a passion for so many reasons, and it gets me freaking heated. This can be a whole different topic, but talking about it now, they are like, they're like Disney. Disney and Microsoft do the exact same thing, and it's the fact that they see what's popular and make it their own. Examples: the Zune. For starting off, the Zune versus iPod.
They bought Minecraft too.
Exactly. They bought Minecraft 5 years late. It was like it came out in 2010 was the pre-alpha, and they bought it in like 2016.
They don't get on the wave.
They're so late to the wave. Like they're in the foam of the drift of the wave.
They're like at the shore. Like they're not.
Yeah. And the same thing with like Teams, Microsoft Teams and Skype. They killed Skype because Zoom, like they're just on so many levels.
I feel like everything Microsoft touches, it goes to hell.
Mixer is a perfect example of that too. I hate Microsoft with a passion, but we can talk about.
Yeah, trying to start a stream like a live streaming thing,
dude.
Like in like the heyday of like
they
Twitch.
See what's hot, and then Apple stores. They copied Apple stores too. Have you seen
they
it?
have Microsoft stores?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Well, not anymore because they flopped.
They're flopping everything. Like
everything.
I have not seen Microsoft win in a minute
at anything, and now they're about to kill Halo. Okay, I'll stop talking about it. I hate Microsoft. Summary done, but. You were talking about how it's interesting to see, because we were talking about how people are going to see, oh, colleges are going to, this is opening eyes for a lot of topics to a lot of people. And I saw this TikTok we started the conversation with that said, it was this guy in, I want to say, some kind of stadium or movie theater or something, and he had this giant, it looked like a pressure washer, and he was spraying down seats and like doing all this sanitary stuff. And people were like, why haven't you been doing that before? You know, I feel like the world is going to be a lot more sanitary and a lot more closed off from people. Mm-hmm. Young, old, our age, whatever. I feel like people are going to be way less touchy-feely and way less... They're going to carry wipes with them and all this stuff. And it's just like... I saw that and I was like, that's kind of interesting. Because the fact that you started sanitizing seats at a baseball game because of COVID, like, that is something I could see, like, you could have been doing that before. Like, maybe... You know?
That is an interesting like topic that's come up. The idea that people who are working their office jobs from homes are like I mean, like the companies are like, hey, we don't have to pay for our offices, and like the people working from home is like, this isn't too bad. I mean, you know, it's like some people probably like it less, but like
yeah.
And then there's like and then there's another thing where it's like when we all go back, like, are we just gonna be as like sanitary and as like cautionary as we are right now? And you know, I mean, there's like the risk benefit kind of thing with it, where I'm sure the reason why stadiums don't always spray down their seats is because it like the risk of people getting just normal sicknesses during a normal period of time to the price of sanitizing like seats after every game.
It is really expensive. That's unless
you're flying over with a helicopter and like pouring down.
Like, well, that's expensive too.
Well, but like it's just efficient compared
Yeah,
to
no, 100%.
like they're probably gonna come up with a like efficient, cheap way to do it.
Yeah, because you were talking about like, you know, once we're out of this crisis, if we're gonna be chilling, and like I feel like this is gonna be, you know, something we think of every day, and things are gonna be different for at least 3 years, at least, before we get back to normal, like it was earlier this year.
And that's annoying because everything flipped so quick.
Almost overnight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Friday the 13th. Literally, it was Friday the 13th.
Yeah, somebody just came off the plane, and then we got the first case, and then it was pretty much over after that.
Parsa, I want to know, do you agree that the government could have done better things?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, we flopped
that's
pretty
without
hard.
Why don't we listen to science? It's fact.
No, why don't we listen to common sense?
Common sense, even that.
It's like you see every country going through it.
Like,
You see every country just shutting it all down.
I know, like, America's #1, all this pride crap. Follow the leader. If you see it working, do it. Like, I don't understand that.
If it's going to spread, it's going to spread.
Right.
Regardless.
No matter where you are.
Like, it doesn't matter if one state is shut down. There could be one person just going back home to give me a state.
Yeah.
Wyoming.
Somebody's going back to Wyoming, and boom, Wyoming's done for.
Yeah.
It's gonna work.
I mean, no one lived in Wyoming.
I think that was a bad example. I do think there is a little bit of hubris that comes with like our all Americans like idea that we're like the best. There's a little bit of like it can't happen here because it happened there, and I mean in some cases that is true. That America is exceptional in certain ways, but I think when it comes like as soon as like we heard the word virus, I think there's like two trains of thought. Either like it can be like completely contained within a small area, like where it started, or it'll eventually spread to the entire world. Like there's no in between there. Like a virus either stays exactly where it should, or as soon as it gets out, it's gonna be eventually over the whole world. And as soon as it left where it originally came from, I think we should have immediately went into the mode of like it's gonna be everywhere. Mm-hmm. So we should prepare for that.
But do you guys think it was inevitable? Like it was just gonna happen
on a way, way, way smaller scale, yes. But I don't think it was inevitable that we could have prevented
that we'd be as fucked as we are right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like it was inevitable of our country getting some cases, but we could have prevented this large of a scale of craziness.
It was just honestly the worst time for something like this to come because
Kobe died.
Well, just because like the state of our government and the infrastructure for these kinds of things was just like constantly deteriorating. And we were talking about like we'll fix it once we fix like we're gonna fix things, and like that's on the list. But I mean it just it hit us before we were ready, and it
was a really unfortunate time.
We were woefully unprepared for it. I was reading articles today about how Congress went back on recess. They went back on like vacation. Well, like Congress does this where they meet for like a few weeks and then they go off for a few weeks.
But why now?
Well, they've been doing that for like month on, month off, month on, month off. It's stupid because it's like you're a congressman, not like a part-time salesman.
You're not part-time.
I'll
sign this today, but I'll be gone for the next 2 weeks.
You're
Sorry,
not.
guys.
I mean, like you're not part-time like running the country. You're
full-time. Right?
Yeah.
It's like
you are an elected official.
And they do have stuff to do on recess, like draft stuff up, but they left Congress earlier this week without coming up with any new laws.
How much does someone on Congress make?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
I'd be going on vacation
pretty
too.
Crazy salary. That's why politicians, they're not in there for the job. They're in there because they're good at playing the game and getting the job and then getting that check. That's what politics are. Is a game.
So yeah, they're going out and it's they can go on recess. Like they have families, they have other things to do,
which is fine.
But leaving Congress before you've come up with anything to help people, like no laws were passed, no laws. Like they just argued about it for a month and then they were like, all right, we'll see what happens in a month.
It's one of those jobs where every job should have a break. You should not be working 24/7. That's inhumane. That's crazy. But it's one of those jobs where you can't. Chris Rock said it best. He was talking about police brutality, and if he compared bad policemen to bad pilots. It's just those jobs and Congress, all three of those kind of jobs, you can't really have people that are bad at it, because a bad pilot,
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
there are
oh,
no
you
bad
know, I'm
pilots.
crashing. Like, oh, I shot a black guy. Like, oh, I'm just gonna leave Congress. Like, those 3 examples for those 3 jobs, you can't really have a bad one of those. You know, it just needs to be ones where you just gotta all be on top of your game.
At least you gotta be at a certain level.
Right. Exactly.
So you're saying that like that, yeah, with a lot of jobs like this, like it's hard to have exactly like a bad worker in any of these fields, because is it because like you think like I mean because with a pilot, like it is hard to have a bad pilot,
it's a good analogy, because you can't have a bad if you got a bad pilot, you're going into
with bad pilot. Well, I mean
mountain.
they have a regulation. They have like a standard of quality.
The standard should be high enough.
Exactly. Right.
It's a little different with like politicians.
I feel like
you can have really bad politicians.
Right, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you need to be invested enough into your job to where you don't quit during something. You're not quit, but go on a break during something like this.
Like I was thinking it's like on a film set, when like you have like your schedule on what you're gonna film that day, like you don't leave until it's done, right? Like if you're on a soundstage, like and like you don't have outside constrictions, like, and you have like you're supposed to get this today to fill the project. Like there's the people that always say like, oh, I stayed like 6 hours late on overtime because we had to get this finished and we were just having some troubles. Like Congress should be the same way, where it's like you can go on break, but you don't go on break and leave us hanging for a month.
Right.
Like you finish something, okay? Like I don't care if it's like the shittiest bill I've ever seen in my life. You finish something,
like,
and then you leave.
I get like it's people like you know, every normal minimum wage job, people come over, ask you a question. They're like, oh, I'm on my break, sorry. Like, I get you're on your break, but like you're still in the building and you're still an employee. So like just help them out for 2 seconds and you go back on your break.
And then when you scale that up to the few hundred people who are running our country, it's like you I don't care who you are not leaving this Congress building
you
until
are in your current employment to help your country,
your constituents, and you are not leaving until you do something.
Right.
Because
like, get off your ass.
To just like bitch and moan at each other for like a month and then just say, oh, we'll see what happens in a month. We'll come back in a month. It's disgusting. It disgusts me.
It's crazy.
Okay, but you know why there's so many bad cops?
Why?
It takes 6 months to train. There isn't that high of a standard. You just gotta go through the training.
Right. No. I agree. Like that's what Chris Rock said. They should change that.
Right. I've been at my job 3 years now. I could have been a cop 6 times if I wanted to. Like,
that's a great way to put in perspective.
Like, it's not that hard to be a cop, so that's why, like.
But you can't just put in the time. You still gotta pass.
There's a lot of like minute things we could get into about like the regulation of police officers, and that that is an important thing. But
yeah,
going back to God, what were we talking about? Going back to the coronavirus, and there was a few more things I wanted to talk about when it comes to like how it's going to affect people our age, and I'm trying to remember that. God.
What it was, you're wondering like long-term effects of people our age?
Yeah, and it was one thing. It was in Parsa was saying how when it's like officially lifted, you know, no matter how like how in actuality it is here, but like once it's like lifted and we've all sort of given like the go ahead to go back to like normal.
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna be like a surge of people that just like that, you know, like get back into things, we get back into activities, you know, go to the movies, go to fucking, I don't know, like the park, even though you can go to the park already. But like we're gonna be interacting and like socializing, and people are gonna go out and get like jobs and stuff like that. And like I don't think like there's a problem with that where I like right now we're not a whole lot is happening in the economy, and then like once it's lifted, hopefully we're gonna have hopefully it's gonna get better, but like that's gonna happen. Like people are still going to surge outwards. And I think like that it's a little unstable where like if everyone's gunning for a job, there's going to be a lot of people who don't get a job, where like we have a pretty constant stream. Like it's fairly easy to get a part-time job during a normal circumstance, because like the market for people who want a part-time job and the people and like and how many are available is pretty stable. Like some people don't want a job at some points and there's enough of a balance. But once everyone has their job taken away has their job taken away, and you can get back into the job market afterwards.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be a lot of disparity.
I will also say, I mean, driving around recently, I've seen now hiring signs everywhere.
No, everywhere.
That's
everywhere.
true. That's true.
And
yeah,
every
restaurant.
I was like, I thought everyone was trying to get a job right now. Not even just restaurants, like other places too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought the job market would be so hard to get into right now, but it's not. It's too easy for some reason.
But I think that's like certain jobs, like
Wendy's.
Like I mean, Wendy's. Like,
Right. It's not all jobs for sure.
Right.
But like I've noticed it. Like now hiring signs. It's weird. But yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like our generation is like our specific age group, I'll say, is the type to bounce back. Like we'll be chilling after this.
I just feel like it's a coin flip, 50-50.
Exactly.
We're either gonna move on from it, or we're just gonna
use it as
stuck on it.
We're gonna be stuck on it. Exactly.
Jeez, yeah. It's a little scary.
Like not to think of it as like as deep as Adam does, like economically, politically, like just like overall.
On just a people level.
On just a people level. Like there are people that turn 21 that can't even go to the club. you know?
Yeah.
Like you wait 21 years for it, and boom, you can't go.
Yeah.
So
that's a funny and small thing, but it's true.
Like yeah, everybody has a reason. Everybody has a thing they want to do, but they can't do. So it's either once this is all over, we're all just gonna move on from it, or we're just gonna be stuck on it for no reason.
Yeah.
Or for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
like our lungs collapsing because we've been breathing in CO2.
Because China planted a virus and sent it straight to America to kill us all, population control, all that stuff. Yeah.
If this virus is meant for population control, they're doing a pretty shitty job. But
it's true.
Geez, man, it's I guess just talking more about COVID. I get some pretty crazy horror stories from my stepdad.
Please, I'm very.
Yeah,
it's like
okay.
So
what you got?
So he is a PA, a physician's assistant. It's a job it's a lot similar to a doctor's, except that you don't have as many like managerial privileges, and it's less schooling. But it's like the next like highest paying and next
in line.
Next in line, yeah, I guess you could say in like any specific unit. And he typically works at the cardiac ICU at Emory, specializing in people with heart problems, like really really bad heart problems. So he really, I mean, on a daily basis, he takes care of people that are just dying. But when when COVID came, in like the ICU building that they always have like floors that are just completely that are like abandoned, or not abandoned, but just not in use. They had to like reactivate most of them, and they were still overflowing like crazy. And he had to get moved onto those floors for a few days, and like he has 13-hour shifts, and he has to get in full PPE gear. So he has to get a gown, mask, face shield. He has to like
every day.
Like some weeks, like there was weeks where like he usually works 3 or 4 shifts a week, and there was weeks where he would work all 3 or 4 of those shifts.
Every shift, I'll say.
Yeah, at the like the COVID units, which is just awful. But like it's right now then he went back to his place for a few weeks, and once it resurged back, he put him on because he's like one of the few people who are experienced enough to kind of head one of those floors. But yeah, he like he always works at nights, and I'm always awake at night, and so like we'll text sometimes during the night about like what's going on, like when he's on his break, and he'll tell me stories about like I think he one time told me the story about I think it was a 20-year-old girl who was like in critical condition from coronavirus.
20?
Yeah, she was 20 years old. And like
wow.
Yeah, and I don't know how she's doing now, but because that was a few weeks ago. Hopefully she's doing better, but I mean, she got admitted to the ICU, so she was definitely not doing good. But it's interesting because like I definitely agree with Parsa that there is so many discrepancies with like the numbers, like the official numbers on these things. But when you can like see how many people are like at the top end of this and are getting affected the worst, you can sort of get a gauge for like the country as a whole. And like I at least from what he says, that it's pretty horrendous at the top end, like what it's doing to people. And it's you can definitely tell that like although there are groups of people that are like affected differently, it's pretty non-discriminatory.
It's so crazy to be like so close to death. like for him, dude, I could never do that job.
You mean like
he's
close to people who are experiencing or going to die,
yeah,
pretty much?
yeah.
Walking past someone's bed knowing there's a high chance of them being moved out.
Stressful.
No, I mean,
Not for good
like,
reason.
Like
It's stressful.
his job, like he has to perform CPR on someone like on a weekly basis
With
because they're going
corona?
no, just on a regular basis
Okay.
because they're going into like cardiac arrest.
Dude, that's insane. Yeah, Parsa, I agree. Thinking about it, like
It's just like, I mean,
how could
that's
you?
him, but like, I mean, I'm not
Right,
coming
and,
home
like,
that night.
Doctors and nurses and everyone, like your dad, they're that's what they sign up for.
Jesus Christ.
COVID or not, but still,
Like
it's not
like I see his face in the mornings after he comes back from his work, especially after like a COVID night, and like he just looks so drained. And like I've gone to the hospital with him a few times to help with their training videos. And like we'll like to get some like we'll go floor to floor and we'll have to walk through some COVID wards, and it's depressing.
Dude, work beats you.
You just see
it
like
does.
Work beats you up. Like you'll be in the car, like chilling, you feel great. You get home, you take that shower, and you're like, I'm not moving.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Especially
I mean,
like when you go home from work and you just feel kind of hot, like you just been working.
Yeah.
You feel kind of like
That little sticky.
that little,
sweat
yes,
sight.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah, beautiful sight.
Ugh.
yeah, I mean on nights he works, he sleeps for 12 hours then works for 12 hours, so it's kind of a
Dude, that's literally me though, because
That's
like
the perfect balance of a day right there.
for the last like 3 days, I go into work at 3, I get off at 11, whether or not I have clothes with me.
You work 8-hour shifts?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, anyways, before I was rudely interrupted, I either go home or I like have a change of clothes with me, and I just go hang out with my friends, and then I go home at like 2, 3 in the morning, 2, 3, and
2,
then
3?
2, 3?
and then I sleep, and then I wake up at 2:30. I'm like, damn, I gotta go to work.
2:30 p.m.
Yeah. Like it's bad. It's like
Mhm.
having to like sleep and
Yeah.
then go straight back into work.
you feel like your
Yeah.
life is just like blips in between
Yeah.
work shifts.
So-
That's
Yeah. I've been there when I work a Saturday night closing shift and then an opening shift Sunday morning. It's like I feel like I never left. I went home to sleep and I'm back.
Mhm.
And it's not 8-hour shifts, but yeah, I kind of feel the same thing.
I haven't worked a job in a while.
I just hate like thinking to myself that damn, I just wasted my day at work. So I'm gonna go out and like hang out with somebody, but that completely kills my sleeping time and the beginning of my next day.
That's a hard balance to find.
Yeah, it's like do you just stay home and go to sleep, or do you
Yeah.
go out, see a friend or two?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
And
feel like you're
then-
going crazy if you don't go see people. But
Yeah.
like,
And man, you said it was from what time? 3 to 11?
3 to 11.
See, something like that, you can't really do things before or after because it's like the majority of the
Yeah,
day.
it's like, and I hate doing stuff before because I hate like not timing stuff right,
Yeah.
and
me
like,
too.
and I know like everything always takes longer than it should, so I like never try to do anything before work if I have to go in the afternoon.
Right.
Like
Same.
if I have a midday, I'm not doing anything
Mhm.
before. I'll do something after.
Yeah.
If I have closing, I'm usually sleep until I have to go into work.
Mm-hmm.
Opening sucks because I
Yeah.
get there at 6:30
Jeez.
and then I get off and I'm exhausted
Mm-hmm.
because I had to wake up so early.
Because
push
it's
my
all
brain-
timing. It's
Yeah,
not.
'cause-
It's not like you got a shift that starts at 4. You can't. You got to prep for it.
Yeah.
You need like at least an hour and a half.
Yeah, and then I just come home. I take my shower. I go like rest my body in bed,
Mm-hmm.
fall asleep, take a 6-hour nap, and then boom, it's like
Back at
11
it.
o'clock, and I'm like, damn, what do I do now? Because
Yeah.
I'm not going back to sleep.
When
So I go out and like I pull an all nighter, and then I come back home, get ready, go to work.
yeah.
It's not good. Like I hate it, but like
But like that, it's just your schedule. It's just
That's
your
why-
habit.
that's why I can't wait for school to start because I know when school starts, I'm gonna have to like tone it down a little.
Right.
Or it's
It's something new to throw in the balance.
I think it's another coin flip whether or not I fall on one side or the other.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. My mom, when she was at Wheeler, when she was in high school, she worked at Six Flags for 2 years, and she would tell me the shifts. It was like 9 to like 3. There was 3 different shift times, but the worst one was the middle one. It was like 12 to 7, I think. And she said that was the worst one because you couldn't do anything before 12 because, you had to drive like 45 minutes to get to Six Flags. And it was at noon. And at 6, by the time you get home, it's already like almost 7. You got nothing much to do. And you've been working at a theme park all day, so you don't really want to. I was just like, dang, that's interesting.
Sacrifices, man.
Sacrifices. It was the same for me at the Braves because I can tell you, I loved working for the Braves, but their front office, I'm not gonna. I enjoyed their front office. I'm not gonna say anything
Their
about
management.
No. It was no. They had good management. I take that back. I thought that when I would get like things weren't right, but like
you always think of things
right.
a lot worse when
but
you're going.
I'm not
gonna
say that because in hindsight they were really good management. Lee and Lamar were awesome, but the parking, the one thing the employees sucked for employees was the parking because SunTrust Park, Truist Park already has awful parking for guests, for fans, but for employees, like it was like I timed it on my watch once. Walking to work and then adding it, walking to back was 1.8 miles.
And you don't get paid, man.
Oh no,
you don't get paid.
I clock in once I hit the stadium, not once I park.
Oof. That's awful. Getting
like
getting your steps in every day.
Literally, like it was so hot. It was just the parking was awful. Besides that, it was a really fun job. I enjoyed it. But yeah, Adam, you worked at Fugu.
Yeah, I worked at a sushi and hibachi restaurant. Pretty strange place.
Not paying taxes.
Bro, I literally just touched my stomach. Like I was like, damn, it's empty.
I'm so sorry. But that was a strange place, and getting into all the anecdotes about that would be very funny. But I think we covered a lot of bases today. I think
this was a great first episode. I feel like.
I think it was a good first episode. Because to say that we were great is acting as if we can't go up from here.
Look at you go! I love words of wisdom.
And I think there's only one direction, right? So
right. It was a good episode.
Does anyone have anything else they want to say?
Let's go get some grub, boys.
I'm very hungry. I want to eat. I'm down.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to the first episode of the Floor 26 podcast, the show made by young people for everybody. Have a wonderful day.